Welcome back to the Unplug Podcast, where we help people unplug from the matrix and live life on their own terms.
Love that, love that. We are here for the entrepreneurs, the dreamers, the rebels.
Tell them again.
Those who are not about just fitting in.
Tell them again, tell them again. So guys, welcome back to
back.
episode 20, studio edition. If you haven't watched, make sure you watch the previous episode where we did a special vlog edition because of extenuating circumstances, obviously, that we can't always slay.
We got robbed.
But we're back, we're better, obviously, so make sure you watch. It was outside of our comfort zone where we were taking what we put to the studio, to the streets of Oxford, central London. We wined, we dined, we ate, we spoke to a lot of interesting characters about their perspectives, about, breaking rules, living life on their own terms, and just getting some really interesting perspectives about people. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Well, you better have enjoyed it. It took a lot of time and effort. So hopefully
you guys... freezing cold.
It
was very, very cold that day.
Exactly. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you want more of that, let us know in the comments. Let us know if we should go to other towns, to other cities. Let us know. We're very, very game for anything and everything. Right?
Okay.
Cool.
Speaking for yourself there. Other cities.
I want to go to Scotland.
But guys, if you are watching for the first time, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe.
Tell them again.
Make sure you share.
Please do.
Tell a friend. Always. Unplug, baby.
Let's go.
Indeed.
But firstly, as always, and I think a lot of you guys have been liking sort of my Would You Rathers, right? And I feel with this particular one I have in mind, right? It's always sort of been money orientated. So I thought, let me just sort of switch it up, right? If you were to have one superpower, what superpower would it be and why?
Very good question. Very good question. I would, when you said that, the first thing that sprung to mind was being able to travel.
Like teleportation type thing?
No, as in travel into the future and travel into the past.
Okay. Teleportation?
Yes. When you say teleportation, time warping.
Time warping. Okay,
yeah, time warping.
Time traveling.
Time traveling.
Okay.
To be able to travel in the future and to be able to travel back if I needed to.
Okay, go. Give me some examples of how you utilize that power.
So I think travel back to maybe amend some bad choices and decisions.
Okay.
But also make better choices and decisions.
So question now, so with your time warping, this is a mad hypothetical obviously, is it more so you're only affecting your immediate future, or is it butterfly effects? Maybe you say, okay, cool, I actually want to go to university now, and you go into university flipping, we don't get Barack Obama or something like that.
Them ones.
So what? How are you sort of navigating that sort of hypothetical?
Honestly, I don't really care about anything outside of my own personal circumstances. So I was just thinking about, if I had one superpower, what could it be? I'd want to go into the future. I'd want to go into the past and maybe make better choices, better decisions, maybe not do certain things, knowing that it will change my future, which sounds crazy because it makes it sound like I'm not happy with my future. But I just feel who has not looked at their life and thought, I wish I made better choices or decisions, or instead of going right, I should have maybe went left, and maybe things would have went that way. So I think, having the ability to maybe change the past and change the future for the better.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. I think that's really good. But say if
and also I could predict the lottery numbers as well. I predict a lot of things, bro. Do you know how powerful it would be to be able to predict what's going to happen? Literally.
Okay, what about with your power, you only had one choice? I'm really getting involved into this, by the way. But if you only had one choice, you could only either go forwards or you can only go backwards.
Backwards.
Because
if I can go backwards,
I can know what happened.
Yeah, I know what's happened, but I can also, like I said, make better choices that will affect the future anyway. So maybe certain choices and decisions that I made last week would allow this week to be a lot better.
Yeah, no,
do you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. Yeah. What about yourself? What would your number one, throw on your cape, superpower be?
No, I feel like yours, I should have gone first because mine is really underwhelming. I just simply wanted to fly.
Okay.
I find it so cool. I always admire I'm not like a massive like animal guy, but I always admire like a lot of birds just sort of like soaring through the sky. And I was thinking, flipping, imagine if I miss, obviously, I'm always missing stuff. If I miss this train now, flipping just,
You should have said telepathic, then you never miss trains, airplane flights.
Literally, bro. So like, word. So yeah, I feel like that'd be quite cool, just to be able to sort of soar the skies, and just, again, transportation could just be anywhere. If I want to go France, let me just fly France. You know what I mean?
You might need a license though.
Yeah,
air license.
Air license. But yeah, that's mine. But guys, let us know what your superpower would be in the comments and why.
Indeed. So I'm going to ask you first.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm going to get straight into
Switching it up.
How have you been? How's your week been?
Manic. Very, very, very manic. I've been all over the gaff. Been very, very involved with my mentorship side of things. Where obviously I'm supporting a lot of people getting started in setting up and scaling and growing the Airbnb business. So I've been all over the country with my mentees. Been to Reading, been to Wembley, been to Newcastle, going to Birmingham, just all over. So it's fun. It's exciting. You know, their success is my success. So that makes me really, really happy. It just really goes to show, obviously, that we can definitely make an impact on people's lives. So that's been really super, super busy. Obviously, summer is nearly upon us.
It is indeed.
So what does that mean for our property management business? It means that things are getting really, really busy. Been looking to acquire some more stock, some more properties. So been on a few viewings. Yeah, just overall really, really busy. I've been talking about it. I want to really get back into sort of like my gym bag. I've been a bit sluggish. I told you that I ran for the first time in a long time, and I feel like I nearly had a heart attack. I nearly had a heart attack.
Happens,
man. Yeah, so I just really want to get back into my health bag. I want to get back into my I was doing the meal preps.
Yes.
Yeah, Simmer Eats sponsor me. But yeah, I want to get back into my meal preps. And yeah, just because at least I know what sounds a bit weird, but if I know where my next meal is coming from, so to speak, it got like a call, it's prepped, it's ready. I think that will allow me to have a little bit more structure in my day, and that would sort of incentivize me to sort of eat a bit more healthier. Because right now it's just sort of in and out of Starbucks, coffee shops, fast food, fried food, like takeaways. Not even like just say takeaways. I don't really actually will order takeaways that often, other than like saying if it's like my chill Saturdays or Fridays. But it's just because I'm so out and about. I had a long sort of 10-hour day of like, what's open? Morley's. Do you know what I'm saying? And that all about doing me, 6 wings and chips.
Devil's food, man.
It's juicy, man. It's tasty.
I'm going to probe because we've been talking about getting back into our gym bag for a while.
I know.
So what is the plan? Because we all are about practical steps.
That's true.
And moving forward. So how are we going to get back in the gym? What are we going to do? What changes do we feel we need to make?
I feel, firstly, again, taking it way back, I need to start planning. I think I need to plan a bit more effectively. Again, contradictively or hypocritically, however you want to call it, I think I've just been very, very reactive as opposed to being proactive. I'm allowing a lot of other factors and people to dedicate my week, whereas I need to be saying, okay, cool, this week, Monday, 6 o'clock, 6:30, I'm at JP's and we're going to be at the gym first thing before 7. And I'm at my desk by 8. Right? That needs to be like my thing. But as opposed to like, cool, I might wake up at like 7 and like, if a meeting gets slotted in my diary or if this and this and whatever happens, then so be it. So I've been very, very reactive. I feel like I actually need to plan, and I do often plan a lot of the time my like my days, but I think I'm maybe planning out my weeks maybe a bit more structurally and just like things, because there's certain things that I will always do. Like I will always go service on a Thursday and a Sunday. I'll always, meet the missus on the weekend or whatever that may be. Like there are just certain things I will always do. So similarly with the gym, my eating, like my lunch, even just like walks, like just going on walks as well. I used to do that quite a bit. Like it's like flipping. I've just been looking at behind this desk for just too long. Let me just actually clear my head. You know what I mean? Be one with Mother Nature.
100% fresh air, man.
I think. Thanks for that. I think that's.
It's good. I think like it helps when you kind of have. I don't want to say kind of an accountability partner. It helps like. It kind of pushes you.
No, for sure.
And I feel, when we're kind of pushing each other, it definitely helps, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been all right. I've been in my self-development bag. Like, I think one of our episodes we spoke about was the importance of what you don't know can kill you.
Literally.
And the kind of space that we're both moving into, which is, the educational space online and digital products and things like that. Just, invested in a couple of courses just to kind of learn a bit more about the space, get more familiar with it, because I'm developing that arm of my business where we've spoken about, helping Airbnb hosts systemize, automate, clock out by noon. Like, how do you now scale systematically? We've gone from side hustle to now 6 figures. So kind of just developing that.
That's good.
The reason why I asked, I wasn't kind of digging, like my gym game has been a bit weak this week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool, I need to get back in.
Yeah.
I do miss it. Yeah. So I feel kind of ready to get back in.
I think we need to do it. Like, guys, for context, me and John used to go gym religiously, not even twice a week. When was he going gym? He was going gym probably like every other day. We'd go on Mondays.
Yeah.
Always do battle box. Like, that's like how would you describe it? It's like
outdoor activities.
Outdoor kind of activity, climbing ropes, jumping hurdles, box jumps, flipping, what's them? The ropes, resistant bands.
All of that.
Bro, we're looking good. The man were looking
trim.
You know what I mean? Jumping into that little spa is looking, you know what I mean? A couple of the old mommies just staring at them. But yeah, no, like we was being religious, like absolutely religious. But then, I think our business were like also taking like massive growth leaps, like exponential growths. I think during that period, because that was like when, like 20, this was obviously pre-pod, obviously pre the podcast. So like what, like 2024, Jan, February, like you was taking on a lot of properties. You was taking on a lot of properties like just before summer. I was taking on a lot of stock, like business was really, really picking up. But again, it's obviously priorities.
Yeah, and it's balance, man. It's not always easy to find balance. It's really not. But here we are.
So so for next week, guys, we're going to be able to confidently say, John and I were able to go to the gym at least sort of say what, 3 times?
Yes.
3 times?
Minimum.
Cool.
Minimum.
No lies. Let's go.
We're going to have to film some content so they know we was in there.
I think there's a chat.
Little gym vlog.
Yeah. All right, cool. Guys, so today we've got something a bit special. It's a bit more engaging. Again, similar to sort of the vlog episode of episode 20. It's just more so to signify the feat, right? In the most humble and non-egotistical way that we can.
Is that possible?
Right? I don't know if that's entirely possible, but I'll try. I'll attempt. But again, it's just, I don't know the exact facts, but like I think it's something like 90% of most podcasts don't even reach episode 20. And we've done in excess of that. So can we get a... Thank you.
Episode 20.
Massive feat, guys, right? There's been so many opportunities for us to give up. There's been so many obstacles in our path, but again, we have been consistent. We have been determined. We have been determined. We have set our goals. We set our plans, and we've had a growth mindset.
Indeed.
And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, watch them flipping episodes, please.
From 1 to 20.
There we go.
Binge them.
There we go. And we've got 20,000 more to go. Up until we're in the OT, baby.
I'm just going to throw in there because some people might be like, all right, guys, cool. You've managed to get to episode 20. Great, well done. What kind of made you stick at that? Like when times did get tough and hard, because it has been. We were off air for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Losing our minds. But I think for me, I'm just going to say very quickly that I think from the start, I had a big vision and still do for the podcast. And as far as I'm concerned, until we hit that vision, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like we're not going to, and I think that's the beauty about, or the importance rather, of setting goals, because it gives you kind of a finish line and we don't stop until we hit the finish line, and just kind of developing that mindset. So I think for me, that's why, there's never really been a thought in my mind, I don't want to do it. Or even when I'm maybe not in the mood, I'm like, all right, cool, go time, let's go.
We've got to snap back into it.
Yeah.
No, I'm very much in alignment. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than us. Like, this is a movement. This is like, that's the best way I can sort of describe what we're doing right now. It's a movement. This is anti a lot of standard norms and ways of life and practices of life, right? Of what we're trying to do. So it's bigger than us. And so that, again, from like a selfless perspective, like I just couldn't stop. Like I wouldn't just be letting, John down or myself down. It's all of you guys watching us that, you spend your Thursday, 7 p.m. every single time. You got your cuppa and your popcorn.
You subscribe.
And you're subscribing, you're liking, you're sharing, you're practically, doing everything, that we've sort of advised to say to, again, become the highest version of yourself, right? So again, we do this for you every time. We show up for you, whether, rain, shine, snow, whatever it may be. So I think that's the biggest reason why, even when we don't feel like doing it, even when life's, got us by the whatever, you just got to keep on pushing. Just got to keep on pushing. And we will keep on pushing up until we get to where we need to get to. Right?
I like that.
But yeah, no, that was nice. That was a good, nice little, bit of a home. But so, I guess today, slightly different. We want to be a bit more nostalgic. So for those of you obviously joining for the first time, or for those of you who've been with us from the conception of our journey, we want to do a trip down memory lane, right? We want to sort of revisit some of our best episodes, our worst episodes, our favorite episodes, our funniest episodes, and everything in between. So we're going to get up on the screen. Obviously, hopefully you guys can watch and follow with us and let us know in the comments what you think your thoughts were. And obviously you guys can hopefully see sort of the progression, right? So I think maybe just to sort of start, to get a bit of a flavor of things, I want to go with our first ever video, right? So I'm going to go with our first ever video. And I'm just going to show you guys where we've come from, right? We come from humble beginnings. And then you guys see this fancy stuff here, but it wasn't always like that. You know what I mean?
Never is. Never is.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to get that up right now.
By the way, before he brings up this episode, I think obviously this is great because it's episode 1. It's the beginning. It's the start of the amazing journey that we've been on. But my God, how I came across in this video was not okay. Yeah. And I'll explain a little bit more as we go through it very quickly.
So this is technically sort of like our interlude episode, right? It's more of like it was a welcome to sort of the episode, and even sort of fun fact. I think even by like the second episode, remember we got the episodes the wrong way round. We got the episodes the wrong way around. Like
episode 1 when it was 2, or 2 when it was 3, or something like that.
So yeah, we
mistakes happen, man.
Exactly, man. So again, so this is sort of the first sort of interlude, right? And it was sort of like a welcome to the Unplug podcast. So we'll play the first couple minutes.
This was also our most watched video, or has been our most watched video as well.
Guys, welcome to the Unplug podcast.
Bro, you look about 10 years younger. John.
Wait, let's reload that. I don't think you guys guys,
who is that?
Guys, let's just deep how John introduced himself, yeah? Let's just deep how John introduced himself. Freeman, and my boy,
John.
Damn, I was stiff.
All right, cool. So, see, this is like sort of like our interlude episode, and the concept of this podcast is, sort of unplugging from societal norms, ensuring like you're becoming the highest version of yourself, just your daily dosage of being the best version, motivation,
this is what, 5 months ago.
Goal setting, mindset.
So life's been hard in the last 5 months.
We're just trying to support as many people, like-minded people, to be like the highest versions of themselves, to be as successful as possible in every aspect and facet of their lives. Basically.
Clean.
Yeah,
clean.
just how this came about. Like it's
also, what was it? Also, John decided just not to speak in the mic either as well. He's like, I'm just going to speak aloud. And just, hopefully you guys can sort of like lip read.
Yeah, I needed to improve my mic game, man. It was quite weak, man.
Definitely.
I came to you, I feel like about 6 months ago. I'm like, bro, like let's launch a podcast that just shares our journey, kind of what we've been through. Like, I feel like when you are kind of on a journey and you gain certain experiences, there's nothing better than helping elevate. And
also looking back as well, them very florally, if that's a word. It's like just floral. Yeah, exactly.
Some plants and stuff.
Yeah, look at all the greenery. It's like flipping on. It's like a lot of OT.
So here we are.
But yeah, guys. But that was
Unplug.
Pretty much it. Do you even remember? I'm trying to even think how we sort of wrap this up. I'm trying to go fast forward a bit.
The whole cliche that I don't even say money doesn't make you happy, but I think get more fulfillment when you do things that you're passionate about. I feel like in my current business,
still true to today.
Still true to today, very much on brand.
And I'm happy with it. But would I say something that I'm necessarily so passionate about? I wake up so excited about it. Whereas with self-development and growth for me, I'm passionate about it. I can talk about self-development and growth
for time.
All day, every day.
I'm with you.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think for me, I'm quite excited about kind of, like I said, sharing kind of, things that I've learned, things that I'm learning. And yeah, like I said, I think I love
that was my thing. I used to like look up a lot. Really trying to
gather,
trying to get into my brain, bro, and pull out these thoughts.
more than I like to learn.
Literally.
Like, it's quite.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I get.
I feel like
dopamine.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know, like I'll learn something and then I'll be like, yo,
immediately I want to just kind of like share this.
and I'll fucking be like, raw, or I'll send it to you. Like, check this out. Do you know what I mean? So
look a lot younger myself, aging fast.
Again, guys, we used to that gym bag. So like, for like in terms of like the demographic, like what type of person would you say like this pod is for? Like, how is it different from like any kind of self-help, diary of a CEO, motivational type podcast? Like why different? Like why should we
my hands a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like, I know it's quite broad, but I feel like it can be for anyone because personal development can be for anyone who wants to grow in their life, and that can be any ever in their life. Not everyone wants to necessarily run their own business, you know, and I respect that.
So I'll cut it there.
I feel like
but yeah, that was technically the interlude. Technically, first time on air. What's your thoughts on that?
Do you know what? I think I'm thinking for like a first kind of episode, 392 views. That was quite good. It's like no one don't know who we are.
0 subscribers.
0 subscribers. Yeah, I think over time, obviously, when we first started, we didn't have like a full clear idea or plan of how it would play out. But I think it's definitely played out in a positive way. Definitely. Clearly, obviously, we're still here, still going. Of
course,
we've got 251 subscribers. 52 on the road to 300. By the way,
soon.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much played out, man.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed the journey, man.
No, same. No, it's good. I feel like we're a lot more to go. A lot more to go. Is that the right way to say it?
A lot more to achieve.
A lot more to achieve. But now let's talk about one of our favorite episodes. And for me personally, and John will give you his own, was episode 7, and it's what is your why? It was a big thing about purpose. I think for me, that was a real like epiphany kind of moment where I got like literally like my first proper mentor at the time, and that massively helped me. And that was like a big sort of shift in my life and mindset. But let's crack that on. I think we had the upgrade by then. Welcome back to the best show on YouTube, the Unplug Podcast. Love that. What was that?
That made me smile.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was like, okay, bringing this one home.
Yeah, literally. You can see all your
bare teeth, smiling and that.
Bare grid. I would say
that was cold. Still, like I couldn't have done that any better myself. I'm gonna start this week with, how are you, bro?
I can't lie.
Be honest. Keep it real.
It's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good, bro. I can't lie.
I swear, like we were ill,
bro.
There was this, there was
that week, bro. We was going through terminal illness, bro. We was going through everything, every infection under the sun we had, bro. Like, screen, look, you see, I've got my little cupboard there. You got your Stanley there,
coughing, sneezing.
Everything is dirty. Yeah. Surprise.
We still made it to the
studio.
Man.
Still kept on pushing.
Still spreading germs.
Trust me, bro. The whole studio infected in there. All right, let's crack on. I've had a cough for like 1 month.
I know.
I've like been on holidays and not even been able to enjoy the holiday. Like the business, like things that just were meant to be going right or going left. Staff is leaving me. Like, yeah, bro. Like, it's I'm still surprised that, I still got my hairline or what's left of it, man.
Do you know what though? Yeah, I feel like this is
bro, like,
probably the first episode that we allowed ourselves to fully be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And really talk about how we felt. Like, it's so easy to come on, your podcast or your YouTube channel, or even on social media and portray everything is great, but that's not really authentic, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
I think me and you sat down, we're like, you know what? If we don't feel good, say you don't feel good.
Literally.
It's not about, hi, how's your week been? Yeah, it's great. It's about being real and being authentic. And 100%. I think episode 7, we was like, all right, it's time to just keep it 100.
Yeah, we thought episode, was it 3 or 4 on addiction? We feel like, we did it, but like we actually pulled another layer back now. I feel like you're right, because it's probably not massively realistic, and people are always going through stuff. My hairline or what's left of it, man. I'm gonna have to go turkey. But it's not been easy, bro. Like, but we thank God that we're still here. But
amen.
Again, it's just we talk about it a lot. It's just kind of them days that you just have to have them battles for yourself. Even this morning, bro, like coming to the gym, I told you struggle. I was fighting demons to wake up.
you know. But
you made it, bro.
You know what I mean?
You got there before me. I was really surprised. I almost fell down when I saw you at this gym class before me.
You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. So yeah, man, it was a bit of a struggle. It's been a bit of a struggle for the last couple of weeks, but I'm just trying to plow through. Like, it's not easy. I feel like everyone always kind of like creates this content, like, you know, everything's rosy dozy and perfect, but like, you know, it was a struggle, but you know, we push through. Yeah, like we always
kept it 100, bro.
What you, my bro?
Yeah, similar. I'm not gonna lie, Phil. I don't know if it's like the change in weather and temperature when it gets cold, and you just kind of fall into a bit of a like slump, I guess. And similar to you, I'm not ill. I was ill, but I've overcome the illness. But I feel like I'm sure you gave me your illness
a couple times.
The original carrier, bro.
Yeah, bro. Infected your whole family.
Started banning you from my house, bro, when you're ill, man.
Literally, bro. Man's too infectious. I was gonna skip ahead now. See what we've got.
I want to be a successful entrepreneur. You know, and I think the why wasn't strong enough back then, because if it was, I wouldn't have been wasting time doing silly things, right?
Yeah, and of course.
So, yeah, I think this was like a good episode because it allowed our audience and our followers to get a better understanding of us and as individuals. It's so easy to, you know, sit back and watch someone and hear them talk, but who are you? What's your story? What are you about? You know, what's your journey? And I think, you know, you talking about your why, me talking about my why, it was like, okay, cool. It brings a sense of familiarity to our audience and relatability. And yeah, I think, this one popped still.
100%, 100%. I'm trying to even just going to fast forward a bit, see what we...
I'm sure this is when you talk about your,
you know, by myself, like my first ever solo trip. Like, I've always worked on myself like very, very hard, and I just sort of created this false narrative of my life that like everything's well. I bought my house, is doing this and extend. Yeah, on paper, I've got a successful business, and like I said, I bought my house, but like I wasn't happy. I wasn't giving my friends, family, and my relationship the time that I needed. I was constantly being drained, overworking myself, and as you know, like I didn't have my first holiday until I was like 22. Like my first trip away like that, I felt like I deserved, you know, by myself, like my first ever solo trip. Yeah, like I've always worked on myself like very, very, bro.
I was sat there like, bro, I feel like your therapist.
We're looking at iPods, it's like crying, man.
Very hard. Intense, and I just sort of created this false narrative of my life that like everything's well. I bought my house, is doing this and etc. Like I was taking all these goals where I wanted my business to be going because I thought this is what it would look like. And again, we speak about a lot vanity metrics. You know what I mean? And I felt like for a period, like my whole life was just focused on vanity metrics. You know, I felt like it was nice to say like I had dozens of properties in this location and that location, but how much money was it making me? How much
of a realization for you?
So I'm saying like it was a serious epiphany moment, and it was like, oh my days, I'm not actually doing what I thought I was. You know what I mean? And it literally just brought me to tears, like flip. Like it was like, like, is this what I've been doing? You
kind of been living like, I'm not even on a fake life, but just
like a false reality.
Yeah, a false reality.
I was in dreamland.
Looking for. Yeah.
I was in dreamland. I was like, I left my job.
I'm gonna ask you a question, bro, because you did get quite deep there. How did it feel getting quite vulnerable in that moment, knowing that, bro, telling your life story,
bro, and especially in such a public way, it was the most stress relieving moment. I just, bro, the weight off man's shoulder was ridiculous, bro. Even obviously, like obviously then I was sort of, I said it obviously to my mentor at the time, you know, I literally, like I said, it brought me to tears, but now even reliving it and saying it again, bro, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, like just because I'm harboring this all the time. It's like, again, it's like showing up to work. How was your weekend? Yeah, it was nice.
Smiling.
It's nice. It was nice.
It's completely different.
So yeah, it was a massive like stress reliever.
I had a really good job. I left my job for this. Like I said my family I was going to do this, and I've told so many people I'm going to do that. Do I need to start over? Do I need to go back into work? Do I need to find a job? Like, what am I going to do? But again, you know, obviously because he's experienced and he's lived and he's done this, like he sort of calmed me down. Like he embraced me. He gave me a hug and calmed me down. I was like, Freeman, like don't worry. Like this is all part, and it's like, you're young. You know, you can do this, you know? And even almost like irrespective of my age, like it's fine to have do-overs.
100%.
So long as you do them over.
Yeah. You know that's the key, is to do them over, man.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that was...
Can I fast forward a bit?
I can taste different things, right? Experience different
some
cultures.
practical steps.
Speak to different people. there's a bus that will take you from South London to Surrey in 45 minutes, and you'll experience different people. You'll experience a different environment. You will understand a different culture. If you can't travel, go to networking events. You know, if you don't have the luxury of having like a diverse family and it's always got like encourage friends, speak to people at your gym, people that don't look like you, people that don't sound like you, experience and be experimental. Don't get stuck in your box. And I feel like if you're
I think
Cool.
for me, that was probably my favorite
Is
episode.
that your favorite episode?
That's my favorite episode
Why?
still. Because I just let it all out.
Okay.
I held nothing back.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's nothing left in the tank. Nothing. I left that episode feeling, bruv, I've done my job.
Naked.
Bare. Vulnerable. So yeah. What were you, my bro?
No, I like that.
What would you say is your sort of favorite episode? I don't know if you want to flick through.
What is my favorite episode? I like the addiction episode.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So my favorite episode is episode 3, which was the addiction episode. And it's my favorite episode for a couple of reasons. I think similar to you, it was the first time I've ever come out in the open and been vulnerable. Like it takes a lot to even, you know, after filming an episode and the episode going out, people are like, raw, like I commend you. The fact that you were so open and honest that you had an addiction and it was holding you back. And it was like, yeah, I think for me, similar to you, it was quite refreshing to speak about it. And not only that, also see the journey from where I was then to where I am now and like how much I've grown as a person and as an individual. And it's just like a real reflective moment for me. And also, like I said, I had actual people message me, you know, and call me about that episode. Someone rang me and it's like, oh, that episode was so good. They sent it on to a friend. Or, no, I'm lying, actually. They didn't send it on to a friend. What they did, they put their episode on their status. And obviously one of their friends who they've not spoken to in years watched it and then ended up, you know, saying to them, I had a really bad addiction, really held me back. That's why you haven't heard from me. And now they've reunited as friends.
Wow.
So knowing that, I think for me, quite early on, episode 3, it was like, okay, we actually are changing lives.
Literally.
Like we are now creating a movement where someone can watch something, hear something, and relate and change. Because I think it's great for us to talk about all these different things. But if you're not implementing, you know, some of the things you're hearing, you won't change. But if you do, things will change. So I think it was the first time realizing that actually, you know, we can create a movement. There's one thing thinking it, but there's one thing it actually happening. And I think for me, it's like, we're doing it on a small scale. We just need more people to hear us, see us, and listen to what we have to say and our experiences. So yeah, I'm going to play episode.
That's proper and I like that, man. Welcome back. Episode 3 of the Unplug Podcast with Freeman, yours truly, and
still
my
glowing
boy,
in that. JP.
And I love the way you always introduce yourself. So
At this part, I'd kind of like
and elegant.
defrosted a little bit. I wasn't
Cooled out a
stiff.
bit.
I'm still a little bit
Cool. We've
icy.
got a banger of an episode for you guys today. We're talking about some real stuff. We're going to be very transparent and authentic with you,
Right. Like we're going
and just
to a
talking about some
funeral.
real stuff and how we overcame certain things in our lives. But before we get into that, how's your week been, bro?
Yeah, not too bad. Just busy as usual. Obviously, we both work in the same industry, so the property management industry. Barber's nice me and that to introduce those fresh fades, man. Central London. That's my patch. I know you're trying to move forward a little bit.
Nice. Trying to get that business profile.
You can drag it as well.
Good, yeah. That's good, yeah. Also looking for some properties as well.
But getting straight into it. So today's episode, the topic is addiction. It's a big one. I think it's something that
nervous.
everyone's
Like, I should talk about this. So I'm
What is
thinking,
your
like,
idea, bro?
I know it was my idea, and I'm getting nervous about my own idea.
Overcome / deal with it and manage it as well.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it would be kind of good. Obviously, most people know what addiction is,
my
but
heart's
maybe, I don't know,
beating,
we could kind of explain softly.
Yeah, softly
like what's
playing it
your
cool.
definition
Yeah.
or a definition of an addiction?
My personal definition of an addiction is something that
You
really, you know,
So I mean,
you shouldn't
skin's
do,
glowing.
but you do it
Youthful,
anyway,
bro.
and it is essentially
sauna,
holding you
man.
back from becoming. This podcast is all about becoming a better version, but becoming a better version of yourself. So in my eyes,
something you know you really shouldn't be doing. It's not really good for you, but you do it anyway.
I feel like as I'm talking, I'm remembering my horrible addiction. I'm like,
yeah, I'm pretty much on the same manner. Like, it's stopping you from becoming the highest. I always kind of say that's like my thing, the highest version.
I knew that was my thing before became my thing.
Still waiting for the merch, bro.
A characteristic, a trait, you know, an activity that you do that constantly stops you from being the highest version of yourself that you.
It's moving a bit mad, bro. It's not letting me move it forward.
What?
It's not letting me move it past 410. I'll let you scramble and then I'll... Do you know what was crazy though, yeah? Is that obviously prior to this episode, you didn't know about my addiction and I didn't know about yours.
Yeah.
So it was the first time that we were kind of opening up to each other about something that we'd never spoken about.
Crazy, isn't it?
I was sat there thinking, is that what you been doing, bro? Non-judgment zone. But I was
we listen and we don't.
I was thinking, I thought I was bad.
Yeah, doesn't it? And then when you said it, like, what, you too, bro?
Swear down, I did not know what he was going to say. And
honestly,
he didn't know what I was going to say.
Yeah,
like,
that's true, actually.
This was not planned at all.
Literally.
So we found out we got more than one thing in more than one thing in common.
I was trying to rush him at the bookies.
Them ones.
Hurry up, bro. Go and place my bets.
So like one thing for me that I think I had a big addiction with was gambling. I had a big addiction.
Point,
I think, and I had this like quite young as well. I had this one when I was like,
You don't see my notes?
16. And sorry, 16, and I think it got really aggressive when I was 18.
Your poker face.
I know, proper, bro. My head was spinning.
At 16,
That's what I'm like. I'm like, what?
It was scratch cards. I remember like about where I used to live, there used to be like a corner shop down the road, and every used to get my sweets or whatever. And we used to see like these little cards with like loads of numbers, and people would just be like, just dash it. I'm like, what is this guy getting all hot and bothered of and just littering? You know what I mean? So at one time I was just mad curious. I just picked it up. Like, bro, like £50,000 a month for the rest of your life. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I went to boss one, like, let me get 5 of them. Let me get 5 of them. I want that. He said, no, you have to wait until you have to, how would know?
I thought it's yours.
In addition. And then, like.
Bro,
yeah,
at this point, I was just still blown away by yours, bro. I was like, bro,
that's like my.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because, my thing was gambling as well. Like, got introduced to it probably about.
Now, if you saw my man,
them ones like, okay. I didn't know this.
I didn't know that.
About 15 years ago. A very long
Trauma
time.
started to come back to me.
It was football. And at the time, obviously, I love my football. Those who know me know I love my football.
No, you know what? I'm waiting for the Griezmann story. The Griezmann story. Well, we'll see that.
I looked at it as like an investment opportunity.
That's what
I know. How can I look at gambling as an investment? What is wrong with me? Did I not know that you can't beat the house? I'm there trying to beat the house every day. Literally.
That's killing me. That's killing
investment.
Hustle, make a little extra money.
Sounds
on the
logical,
side.
innit?
It sounds logical.
It
And
makes
obviously,
no money.
if you have the knowledge of football, you think, yeah, man, I know this. But then, like you said, at that point, you don't like the house always wins.
Always.
The house always wins. So I struggled with it for a very long time. Like I said, for me, I realized it was addiction when it started affecting my mood. Like I would bet from morning
talking about it, like proper brought me back
I would lose
to how I used to be.
But I just kept going because when you lose money, it's like I can try. You just want to try and make it back.
Course.
You know, but you're chasing, you're chasing, like to the point where like gambling sites started shutting me down. They're like, no, it's doing too much.
You getting shut down, bro.
That's not even a lie, bro. I've had an account with everybody. Actually, I'm not going to call them out. That's free promo.
Let's not co-sign.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Let's not.
Mad.
I'm trying to create new accounts under new names, and I'm like, nah, this is a problem. And I think for me, luckily at the time, I was making good money, so I never really felt it like that. I had like a property, and the property was bringing me good money. But I look back now,
even hearing this, I think to myself, bro, if I didn't have this gambling addiction, like, where would I be right now? Like, it proper held me back for a very long time, just because I was so invested, like emotionally, mentally,
financially, obviously,
and I just,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Kicking myself. Hindsight is a beautiful. Yeah, it really is. It really is. See, this is why I'd like to time warp.
It's making sense.
Because I want to change my bet. Not stop, change my bet. No, I'm joking. I would have made better decisions. But I wanted to do, like, I had like there's an app called Flash Scores where you can check scores and that. My phone would be popping up. I was betting on like women's football in like Ukraine and like any game I could find to bet on. Like you said, you try and turn it into like a business. I was looking at tactics, I'm buying books. True stories, bro. I got books on football betting.
Oh wait.
Yeah, they had me. But just I think for me, just kind of getting vulnerable, being open and honest. And I think, as guys, we don't really talk.
Yeah, we don't do that often.
We don't really open up about how we feel and what we've been through. And I think, one of the reasons why we created this platform was to, just, create an open space that we can kind of just talk, share our experiences, our opinions, share some advice. And I just think it was a good topic because a lot of people suffer from, a gambling or an addiction, and even more so on topic, like for me, a football addiction. So, if you have a football addiction, then you definitely need to watch, or any type of addiction, watch this episode because it kind of just showed for me my transformation. And it wasn't easy. It's not been easy, but I'm not going to spoil it. Watch the episode.
Definitely.
Long and short of it is you need a distraction, a positive distraction to stop you from thinking about, your addiction, so to speak.
100%. Now, on to probably say, or I wouldn't say worst episode. I know I titled it or described it as worst episode, but something where I feel like could be a bit more improved on. Okay. And for me, it's episode 11, and this one is all about sort of like a dopamine detox.
Okay.
And my rationale behind that was I suffered a lot, not as much now, but for like imposter syndrome. I just felt like I just wasn't massively, and although we did actually allude to it, I just wasn't massively felt like an expert in this topic, right? And it's not something I always like flirted with a lot and had a massive issue with. So I just feel like, I knew it was something that the people would definitely benefit from, but I just thought maybe I could have done a bit more research perhaps on this. I know we do obviously do now, sort of like the last sort of a lot more recent episodes. But I just felt like, I was just sort of maybe like winging this one a bit. So I felt like I could have improved a bit more. But
don't be so hard on yourself, man. Practice makes progress, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You've improved, man. But I know what you mean. It did feel a bit like, we probably could have just structured it a bit better. I had like set talking points. But I think, what episode was this?
11.
11, like,
halfway.
We're 11 episodes deep. So, we're coming, man.
Yeah, I was finding our rhythm.
Yeah.
But
I think probably say like my first relationship, I had a little gelly friend.
Sort of like my dopamine for getting money.
Never detox from that. But happy New Year 2025 my Unplug family.
Oh, we just
started even. Oh wow, I didn't realize.
First episode.
I didn't realize that.
And better.
66 views.
That month.
People not feeling that one.
The man was not feeling that. So he's like, next.
2025.
2025.
New year.
New start.
Goals.
New.
Do you know what?
Wait, why did you laugh when I said that?
Fun fact, I misheard you, bro. I think I heard you say something else. So I'm trying to even remember what I would have thought you said.
When I said new goals, the man's laughing. I'm thinking, brother, what are you laughing for? Me like, bro, I'm saying new year, new goals here, man. I'm like, all right, cool, say nothing, man.
I think I misheard you, bro. I think you said like new
now bored or something. I don't know. New year, new start.
Goals.
New. Well, I don't even know.
Laughing.
I couldn't.
I just entertained you, bro.
It must have been funny wherever I thought it was. New everything. What are we saying?
How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good. Obviously, I've been wishing away 2024 anyway.
It's now finally.
It's now finally arrived. So we're here. I'm back. I'm better. I'm pumped. I'm excited for this new year, what it has to offer. Yeah, that was the thing I was doing a lot, innit? I was like, I can't wait for 2025.
Yeah, bro, like
I was wishing
the
it a lot.
back end of 2024, you just wishing your life away.
And then funny enough, I'm thinking, bruv, this 2025 is going too quickly.
Them ones.
Already in March. Mad.
Crazy.
Got 9 months left.
Q1 is almost done.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Ready to rock and roll.
All the plans, all the goals, like I'm super, super pumped. We're already sort of tick boxing things already. And we're only a couple of days into the new year, so I'm really, really pumped and stoked for that. What you've been saying though. Firstly, how was your 2024?
Yeah,
how did you clock off?
What
did you get up to?
So yeah, I'll say. So I feel like Christmas is
Quick
the only
edit
time
there.
of the year
Quick
where I
edit.
can
Must
allow
have
myself.
faded early.
Yeah.
You know what? The world's shutting down. I'm gonna shut down for a few days, and it was kind of
That's good, man.
It's kind of nice, but the only thing is with that, I feel like it takes me a while to kind of build up momentum. So I've slowly built up momentum. Like I'm gonna like start of the new year, I'm still kind of chilling a little
you're
bit.
thawing out.
Yeah, exactly. I was ice cold.
So this is the
Still
first
thawing
episode
out.
I wore a hat in as well. I started to.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
not
wow.
get them weekly trims, bro. But feeling myself.
And we clocked that. Damn, you should have.
Energy's different.
That's crazy. You should have listened to self-care? When did we have self-care?
I think that came later on, actually.
I think so.
Stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool, man. I'll come back to the camp. We'll chop it up and see what we can get going. So,
for sure.
guys, that there, like we said, if there's a comment, not a comment, if there's a topic you want us to discuss, something that you went through, something you want to share. I've had people say, can they come on the show?
That was quite good. Quite early on.
Yeah.
People sort of saying to me, I've had a few people say, can they come on the show? So I'm not airing you, but there's a bit of structure to what we got going on over here.
Don't be
you know what I
offended.
mean? Ain't slapdash. The structure, bro. I see you in it.
Yeah.
Soon.
Suits.
Soon.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But I think one thing I do remember was the plug bites.
Oh, okay.
I think it was quite good.
Positive way. So yeah, just kind of, I don't know if that's a step or just me spitting out. Yeah. At first it was kind of, this don't taste right, but I know I'm doing something positive, right? Then I got to a point, let me have one.
Okay.
If you asked me a year before that, could I ever have?
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Keep that in a separate room. But now what I'm trying to do is I will, read.
Here we go.
Sorry. Cool.
Still got
So
that
my
cold.
one-
Trust me. Bro, I had that cold since last year, bro. Took it into
Man, brought the cold into the new year.
2025, bro. My goodness. But yeah, I think the plug bites. Yeah.
Stole this as well from Neil Gaiman. It says, don't freeze, don't stop, don't worry that it isn't good enough or isn't perfect. Whatever it is, art or love or work or family or life, whatever it is you're scared of doing, do it. Make mistakes next year and forever. And what I liked about this is, again, an amazing way to kind of segue into this new year, like wherever it may be, like even be prepared to make mistakes, even be prepared to fail. It's part of the journey. It's part of the...
Yeah, that one I just like remember that one. That plug back is like, yeah, because coming to New Year's, everyone's always like, New Year, new me, and it's like this New Year, new me, this new version has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I mean? There'll always be sort of chinks in the armor. So like we just sort of, be prepared to make some mistakes, understand that failure, stress, negativity is all part of the journey. All part of the journey.
Just make a commitment to, I think for me, two things. Just keep pushing, even when you don't want to.
Literally.
And just keep getting better, man. Keep learning, keep growing. Yeah.
But no, definitely. What would you say, actually, I know we talk about, but what would you say was an episode where you felt like you needed a bit of improvement on your side?
I can't remember the number, but the topic was not everybody's gonna like you.
Let me try to find out. Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Funny enough, just after this episode. So back-to-back improvements.
Yeah, obviously it was just for some context, guys. Myself and Freeman, every week we both bring a topic of discussion. Sometimes it might be him, sometimes it might be me, and this was an episode that I brought to the table for discussion. But again, I think probably due to poor planning, it wasn't executed on my terms the way I would have liked. Just, I think where I was trying to go with not everyone's gonna like you is just, on your kind of journey, you're gonna meet people, you're gonna have friends who maybe started out as really great friendships, and for whatever reason, you know, you going left, them going right, you deciding you want to improve your life, and they decide that they want to stay where they are. You know, they no longer like you, or you're around them anymore. And I just, I felt I didn't bring out enough of my personal experiences to bring it to light, or I didn't tell the story in the way that maybe I could have to kind of bring it to light, and share, like, and allow people just to kind of look at it, maybe look at it in their own life, and see the importance of, even though people are not going to like you, it's okay. It's okay. What are you laughing for?
He's waffling, bro.
I'm trying to see where I'm going with this.
I was thinking, what you I had you for a second. I was like, bro.
Let's start that again.
I mean, you was working me too hard, bro.
Yeah, I know. I need to cut. All right, cool. So,
all
right, cool. So, my episode that I felt, and I'm going to get personal, that I felt could have been executed a bit better was the episode Not Everyone's Gonna Like You.
Okay. Episode 10.
Episode 10, just for some context, as I said, myself and Freeman, every week we bring an episode topic to discussion, and this was actually one of my topics. But I just felt, it wasn't executed in the right possible way. I feel like we started speaking about something and then it kind of went on to something else.
It veered a bit.
Yeah, it veered a bit, as opposed to the message was, not everyone's going to like you on your journey of growth, and it's okay. You just got to block out the noise. And I just, watching the episode, I didn't really feel it was executed the best possible way.
Let's give it a watch. Welcome. We have finally made it. Can I get some virtual confetti in 3, 2, 1? Bow. Episode numero 10. Double digits. We made it.
Feels good.
How does it feel? Doesn't it?
Very good.
Very good.
It feels amazing. We made it, episode 10. Thank you guys for the views, for the subscribers, for the likes, the shares. It's a bit of a landmark still.
Yeah, it is actually.
Episode 10.
It was, isn't it?
And it ended up being my worst episode. The irony.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Jeez. It's all good. 74 views. That's not bad. 10 episodes in.
Glad to be here. We also hit 100 subscribers. Oh, wow. That's double milestone.
After 10 videos.
10 videos, 100 subscribers.
No, that would have been 9. Of 9 episodes.
9 episodes, 100 subscribers.
Of 9 episodes.
Wow. That's 2 months. Yeah, that was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Subscribers. And we've only working at this for a couple of months as well. So that just goes to show that you guys are obviously vibing with what we're doing, you're loving what we're doing, and it means that we need to keep on working and double down. So obviously, guys, the next milestone is 1,000, 10,000. But it's crazy, right? Because we said doubling down. This is 2 months ago, and we're at 250 subscribers. So we actually have doubled down. We actually have.
But I think that, again, bro, it's just obviously we've tried to improve every episode, tried to bring topics to discussion that we feel people find interesting. But there's no real secret recipe, bro. It's literally just
doing it.
Just staying consistent.
Yeah, literally just
making sure every week we're here, we're filming.
Show up.
Showing up every week, every day on socials. And obviously there's, no I-in team. Like we do have a team. We've got someone on board now who does his thing. I shout him out, Cyber Digital.
Ali, big man.
He's definitely helped kind of, take us to the next level.
110%. 100%. That's what we've got to say. 100,000, 1 million subs, and we'll get there soon. Very, very soon.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Keep plugging away.
So I really, really appreciate what you guys are doing for us and everything that comes along with. So obviously, this is going to be a super duper special episode as well. Quite good skin, isn't it?
Glowing, bro.
You're glowing, bro.
I think that's when you was going to the gym 3-4 times a week and sitting in that sauna and that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, now I feel for now, bro. That means like I've been mud.
Topic
I really prefer this backstage here. This like background.
The black, yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah,
background is
in the white.
Yeah,
better contrast.
Today, which I think sort of is in line with sort of coming into the new year, everyone trying to shape themselves, better themselves, so. But before we get into that, my bro.
Before we get into that, actually, I just want to remind you.
Scrap that.
Bro,
forget about what you have
forget
to
about
do.
what you're saying. That ain't important, bro.
What I'm about to say is that's the one. That's the truth.
What's wrong with me, man?
To like, share, subscribe.
Bro, at this point, I'm just trying to get our numbers up, bro. I'm like, bro,
man's been at 100 for age.
I'm like, bro, we need to remind people. People need a call to action. If you don't tell people what you want them to do, guys, they won't do. Like, share, subscribe.
Guys, even for some context here, we take this seriously. So we even have team meetings, right? And John, we normally have a meeting before, obviously you drop on Thursday, so we have a meetings on a Monday, right? At our lunchtime. Just like, guys, we need call to actions. People are not liking, people are not subscribing. We need a call to action. Cool, okay, yes boss.
At least they know who's boss. But look, it worked though.
Yeah, it's doing something.
I mean,
we're here, double down.
With age comes wisdom sometimes.
There we go.
Leave some comments. Like, we are spitting out some game.
This is our frustration at this point. That he's angry.
A lot of our videos are getting a lot of
I covered it up well, man.
Yeah, you did.
and stuff like that. But we're not really seeing it according to subscribers, into followers. So if you're not following us on the IG,
remind you
get
again,
following.
man.
If you're not following us or subscribing to the YouTube channel, get subscribing, show us some love. Much appreciated.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Can't forget that one. So.
You're done though.
No.
How's your week been?
I know for the last 2 weeks I've been like, yeah, I'm great. No, I'm feeling, it's been hard. It's been hard. Talk to me. In the sense where people are in relationships, marriages, situations, courses, universities, just doing things that they just don't want to do. And I can't imagine something more draining than spending years, hours, hundreds of hours doing something you simply don't want to do, and what that does to you as a person. And the
I think this is where we started to veer
we started to veer a little bit. I was just thinking, what are you talking about, bro? I asked you a question. We were talking about not everyone's gonna like you.
And then now we're just talking about just doing things that we just don't want to do.
See, it weren't really on topic. Long and short of it. So I just felt myself, yourself. And again, it's just better planning.
Yeah, but again, planning. But we've been doing so. And it feels like it's a lot more impactful. Hopefully, you guys also appreciated it as well, because we do put a lot of time and effort into this. We don't just sort of rock up anymore. Excuse me. Yeah, we don't sort of like just rock up and do it. But that's pretty much what we sort of wanted to take you guys through today. So again, because you guys, so greedy, we gave you 2 episode 20. So no plug bites for today. Right, but we're going to be back and better with the next episode. So hopefully you guys really, really appreciated, our episode, see the journey, see where we've come from and where we're going to next. And my bro, what we always telling them?
Yeah, I just want to say, sorry, I know you was leading me in somewhere. That was very nostalgic. Like, it was good to kind of watch the journey, like, play out, like where we were 20 episodes ago to where we are now, like seeing your growth, seeing my growth, seeing the growth of the podcast. Sometimes it's important to reflect. I know like every day we're going, you achieved that goal. All right, forget that you've achieved, forget what you had to do to achieve that goal because you've achieved that goal, right? And you just forget about it. But I want us just to take a minute to actually think about, we actually got 251 subscribers. And what it's taken, 52, sorry, thank you for reminding me, and what it's actually taken to get there, because
it's not an easy feat.
It's not easy, bro. It's not easy, man.
No, I appreciate that.
So,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But what you asking me, man?
I was wrapping up, bro.
You wrapping up? Yeah. It's time to wrap up. People, we love you. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep liking.
Please, as always, and make sure you tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell his mistress.
Speak from the chest.
From his mistress.
Mistress.
As always, guys, so please make sure you're liking and subscribing. And as always, love, love, love.
Elevate.